happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. So this week I wanted to take some time and share some of my favorite plant-based vegan cookbooks. I put a post on the blog earlier this week and I'll link it in the description box below. I always want to say caption, comments, or whatever. But I'll link it in the description box below. But I shared 5 of my favorite books to kind of jumpstart your health kick. So things that have inspired me, things that if you're looking for a reason to want to change, whether you're like new at wellness and fitness and all of that, or you're a seasoned pro, books that just kind of help kickstart that. So I'll put that link in the description box, but that post kind of inspired this one. So I have a nice stack of books right next to me, but first I'm gonna list a couple of the books that I either have only digital copies of, or I borrowed them from friends and I don't have a physical copy as well. So my first 3 books on the list are gonna be Deliciously Ella. So Ella is a British food blogger, and she is gluten-free, refined, sugar-free, and vegan, and her story is definitely one of the people who chosen to do the lifestyle because they were either sick or they just had issues that they needed to fix. So Ella was having some serious health issues, and that caused her to end up changing her diet. So she's a great story. She has an app that I have, and I'll link that down below. She has a blog, and then she has a couple of cookbooks. So she's the first one. The second one is Thug Kitchen, and Thug Kitchen has tons of great recipes that are a bit more traditional American style food, but they have recipes all over the board and they're all really good. You can get that on Amazon, and I think they have a couple of different versions as well. And then the third one is Minimalist Baker. Now, I've been following Minimalist Baker probably since the very beginning of my plant-based journey, and as well as I've taken their food photography course for the blog. I have friends that we both love all of the recipes that they come out with. It's a really great resource and tool, always adapting, always trying new things. If I want to make anything that I don't really have a recipe in mind for, so if I'm going for something that's like in that plant-based realm but I don't automatically know of a recipe that has already been made, or I really am like, I want vegan cupcakes, or I want vegan mac and cheese, or something that I have a craving for but I don't really know where to find the recipe, there's a chance that Dana's already made it, and so I always go there. Recently she's been doing coconut yogurt, and like a homemade coconut yogurt, and that's on my list next to try. So I am a huge fan of the blog, and I haven't got my hands on the cookbook yet, but I know that it's going to be fabulous. So those are the 3 that I can't physically show you, but I will link everything below. So now for this giant pile next to me. First things first, Everyday Detox. I did a review on this on the blog, and when I first read it, I looked at it from, well, Megan's perspective for this book is very much like a divided food kind of thing. So it's a lifestyle book as well as recipes, but I cooked from this for most of the month of February this year. I like to try to like cook consistently through books, and I found some of my new favorite go-to recipes. It's a great cookbook. It's not fully plant-based, so if that's like something that bugged you, then beware. But there's tons and tons and tons of great recipes in here. I always go for her tabbouleh recipe. My mother loves tabbouleh, and so that's kind of a staple that I will make for us, and I am obsessed with her. So Everyday Detox is a great one to have in your kitchen. All of the recipes are super simple. The next one is going to be Laura Miller's Raw Vegan Not Gross. I first found Laura on Tastemade, which obviously everybody sees on Facebook, all the little videos and their app, and I follow them on Instagram, and it always makes me hungry. But before I started paying attention to that, Tastemade has an app on Apple Store, or sorry, duh. But Tastemade has an app on Apple TV. And so somehow I stumbled onto it one day, and Laura has a segment on there. I don't think it's updated. I don't really know what her status is with that. But it's really great if you're wanting to kind of, you're not sure how you feel about being raw and vegan and all that jazz. I would definitely start there check those videos out because she makes a lot of great stuff, and if you're really looking to kind of clean up your diet, that's a great way to do it. But Laura she makes it very simple to do. It's not overwhelming, it's not crazy, so I would highly, highly, highly recommend her book, and her story is really great. She seems like a really great person. And the next, I feel like this is kind of the staple of anybody who's plant-based. At least we all own it. We all have gone to this website, we've all talked about it. And this is the second cookbook. I own the first one, but it's digital. So, but oh, she glows. Everybody loves some Angela. I have made an entire Thanksgiving meal from her website. Her cookies, the peanut butter chocolate crisp cookies, I'm saying them wrong, but they're literally the best thing ever. I can't make them and them not be gone within 2 days in our house. Even the dogs like them. I have to hide them because Bear will come in and sneak them off the counter whenever I bake them. So I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of Angela's book, both her books. And if you're looking to kind of transition and make things that aren't so overwhelming and foods that are appealing to you and to guests, and you know, things that aren't so scary, I definitely would recommend her stuff because it's a very approachable plant-based style. And obviously, like Angela and everybody else, she has a very specific story health-wise as to why she went vegan. Most people that are in this stack have had some kind of encounter and they thought they would try veganism, but Angela is great. I love her cookbooks. Obviously, because I had to pull this out of the kitchen, it was open and we use it all the time. I would name some of my favorite recipes, but it's pretty much half this book. So the next one, Blissful Basil. So this is by Ashley Malillo, and I'm not saying everybody's names because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna butcher all of them, but the top of Ashley's book has a recommendation from Angela, so the last book. But I found this blog a while ago, maybe sometime in the last year. I found her blog and I've been cooking through it, and I really I enjoy it. Every chef has a different thing. Like, you'll see that there's just some particular item, some particular method that they really reach for. I want to say that like nut cheese is kind of Ashley's thing, but it's great if that's something that you really like and you want to incorporate into your diet. Obviously, like, I literally just opened it to herb cashew cheese plate. So this is great if you're a little bit, it's kind of got the list from new vegans to old vegans and just everything in between. Nothing that's crazy overwhelming, and no ingredients that you're like, I've never ever ever heard of that, where would I find that? So this is the fave, and a newly discovered one, and I'm still cooking through this. So once I finish working my way through enough of these recipes, I will do a full review on the blog. The next one I have mixed feelings about. From a perspective of teaching you things and helping you get a good nutritional foundation, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan of Any Girl Boss. I'm pretty sure all of these cookbooks are written by women, so props to all the ladies who are killing it. And I love this particular person's blogger, but this cookbook hasn't worked all that well for me, in the sense that there are some recipes that I feel like aren't written as well as they should be. And if you're a new cook, I feel like I'm saying terrible things about this before I put it up, but if you're a new cook, this might intimidate you some. So it's great to learn from, it's great to get a foundation with, it's a great resource, but if you use it and you don't get a recipe right the first time, don't freak out, because I've literally made some of these several times and I still haven't gotten them right. You can ask friends. I've asked over and over again. I've been frustrated about this one bread recipe. So it is Nutrition Stripped by Mikkel Hill. Mikkel is a registered dietitian. Sorry guys, I keep switching my seating position. Mikkel is a registered dietitian. She's the Nutrition Stripped blog, as well as there's Nutrition Stripped as a whole thing. There's a society you can get involved in with meal planning. Mikkel coaches clients. It's one of the more elaborate of all of these. So Mikkel obviously has the knowledge. She's great at teaching you, and this is a great resource and tool, but some of the recipes may or may not work out for you, and some of these ingredients from reviews I read on Amazon, some people felt like the ingredients were overwhelming, but I think it's a great tool. So if you're wanting to learn and get an idea and get a foundation, this is for people who are on the healthier end of the spectrum. If you're really new and you're still trying to figure it all out, some of these recipes may not appeal to you, and that's okay. Your taste buds are going to gradually change over time as you're doing this, but I would recommend this cookbook. I'm a fan of this cookbook to a degree, but you know, if you buy it and there are things that you're like, why did you recommend this? And I don't get everything right, just know that I personally think there are some mistakes in there, and there are some other people that do, but it happens and you adapt. And if you have questions about those, just leave them in the comments. The last two, I'm gonna switch how I do this. So the first mess, I've been raving about this cookbook. I've done post after post after post. Like, you can see the grease marks on it because it lives in the kitchen. It's always open, there's always a page flip to. I can't believe that I didn't find Laura's website sooner, and I'm like, I can't say enough good things about this. It definitely helps me think outside the box for recipes. I made eggplant bolognese a couple of times. There's just a lot of great recipes in here, and it's very farm-based and not processed, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to have. If I could pick any cookbook in here that I said you should only buy one of these and I would be fine, it would be this one, hands down, every single time. I love it. Angela's on the back talking about it too. So it's a marvelous cookbook. I cannot say enough nice things about it. If you're starting to think about holiday shopping, it's August and I'm mentally picking lists, but if you know somebody who likes to cook who's on the healthier side, this right here, they don't have it, point them in the direction of the first mess, always. And the last one, so I've only had my hands on this for like a couple of weeks, and I actually ordered it from England, but I ordered it from England and then found out that it was going to be available in the US, and it was released in the US this week. So this cookbook, Eat Smart by Naomi Smart. Naomi is a British YouTuber who went plant-based several years ago and has written a cookbook, and it's always interesting to see how people, I guess, in England do things versus how we do things in America, because it's little stuff that's different. But this cookbook is it's different in how it's structured, and so it's broken up as like time of the day instead of different types of meals, if that makes sense. But I guess most of them are like that. I think it's just, to me, this one seems very strange because there's all kinds of ethnicity foods in here. I don't think, different cuisines, I guess would be the best way to say that. So yeah, I've cooked several recipes and so far I'm a big fan. I'm retesting one of them, and there are little things. I'm really picky about how I read cookbooks, and I will nitpick, and like, even if I'm on somebody's blog and I see that they've written a recipe and they've thrown an ingredient somewhere, they forgot to list when they used it, or they forgot to list when they threw it in, or if I think that there are little things that could be explained better, I'm very nitpicky about that kind of stuff, because I want people to feel encouraged to cook, and I want people to feel like they can actually get it right on the first try. So I always have to kind of take that with a grain of salt for everybody, because there are little things that I will find. But I really enjoy her style, and that she approaches all kinds of different things. I made this recipe the other night and it was really good. I really liked it. I think that for her style, I prefer a little bit more savory, so sometimes I have to up the salt. I feel like we use more salt than they do. So other than that, I'm a big fan. Obviously it wouldn't be in this pile. So that is my big pile that is sitting on the floor next to me of books that I would recommend. So some of these I'll definitely say are for more, obviously I've noted they're for more advanced chefs that don't, you know, if you're a new cook and you get them, just know that if you're a new plant-based person, your taste buds are going to adapt and it's all about what you feed yourself. And so like for me, the first year I didn't really eat any like sweets. Like I didn't seek out vegan versions of cupcakes and desserts and stuff like that, so my sweet tolerance changed. So just know that it depends on how you kind of adapt as to where you're gonna fall on that. And some of these books you may just be like, that's too healthy for me, and that may be where you're at for now. But just take your time, give it a try. These are all really great authors, and I'm pretty sure almost every single one of these guys is a blog. So if you just, even if you want to test like 1 or 2 recipes before you buy the book, I would Google their names, and I'm gonna link I will link everybody's blog and everybody's cookbook below, and that is Olive, our other dog. But yeah, I hope that you guys all have a wonderful Sunday. If you aren't already subscribed, please click that button below and give this video a thumbs up, and I will be back next week for a new video. Also, be sure to go check out today's blog post. I haven't decided what it is yet when I'm filming this on Saturday, so it will be a surprise to both you and me tomorrow. So guys, I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.